Hey there, it's David H. Lawrence the 17th, and this is today's one-a-day video. We're doing a new video every day for the entire year. That's my challenge, try to give you something really useful to use throughout the course of the year. And today, what I want to do is I want to talk to you about how to have a great coffee date with me. Now, one of the things that I really take a lot of pride in doing is having regular opportunities to grab a bite to eat and talk about what's happening for people that are new to Los Angeles, to the performance space, new actors, new voiceover talent, new people that are coming to be a professional in the business. And I love doing it because it's my way of giving back. I mean, everybody's got to eat, right? And people that are coming here that aren't necessarily, flush with money, they haven't built a war chest, which is one of the things that I talked about earlier in this series of videos, what having a war chest can do for you in terms of giving you freedom. They don't necessarily have that. They're often hungry, both for information and for food. And so I'd like to sort of give them that head start. And so I'll have coffee dates with people. All they have to do is ask. If I'm available, I'll do it. But there are some ways to have a good coffee date with me. And then there are some ways to not have such a good coffee date with me. And they're pretty basic, but they're things that people sometimes don't think about, either because they can't believe that, I'm not going to ask them to pay for the meal, or I don't know, people are naturally skeptical, and I can understand why. There's all these people hanging out, waiting to take your money to help you become successful. So when people have a coffee date with me, there are 5 things that I want to share with them that they can do. So grab a piece of paper and a pencil, or type it into your chat window or whatever and send it to yourself. But the first thing I want you to know when you're going to have a great coffee date with me is that you want to be on time. And it's not just because, I have a busy schedule and I'd like you to respect that, but because you have a busy schedule. And I want you to get on with your life as soon as possible. And I get it, traffic wherever you are. Wherever you're going to have a coffee date. Here in LA, if you're going to have a coffee date with me, I get that the traffic sucks. It's horrible. So give yourself plenty of time. If you don't have a car and you're taking public transportation, the schedules are available. Use Google Maps, but just be on time. Be on time so that we can both plan properly for the day. And if you're not going to be on time, then just pop me a quick text. When people arrange to have a coffee date with me, we exchange information. And just let me know. So that's the first thing, be on time. The second thing is you want to research me and what I do and what my experience is and what I've offered in the past to people before you come to the date. You want to make sure that you understand what I have in terms of a skill set, what I can help you with. Because number one, you might ask me something that I'm not really familiar with. I've had people come to coffee dates with me and go, how do I get a job as a writer on a television show? I haven't the foggiest idea. I mean, I can come up with some things, kind of thinking that maybe they'll work, but what I know best is voiceover, on-camera performance, rehearsing, storytelling, things that are in the performance space. So just research what I'm doing. So that's the second one. So be on time, research what I'm all about before you meet with me. And then the third thing that I want you to make sure of is, bring something to write with and be clear about what it is that you want. What are the things that are confusing to you? What are the things that keep you up at night, that make you worried, that you're unsure about, or that maybe you've heard some things about, but it doesn't quite sound right? Or you've heard about and you're like, wow, that seems pretty simple, or, whatever. But just have an idea of what you want. So write down those questions, have an idea of what you want. That's number 3. And then number 4, you want to have some extra questions ready, because you may be asking me questions that are just simply fact-based. What kind of microphone should I use? How do I set it up my studio at home to do, self-recorded auditions? Maybe it's just fact-based as opposed to discussion-based, where we kind of explore what you're doing. I'm gonna be asking you about your journey and where you are and what you want and things like that. But have some extra questions ready. And then finally, number 5, pick up the tab. I'm kidding. Try to pick up the tab. Go ahead. But don't, because I'm paying. I appreciate the fact that you might want to pick up the tab and that there's value in what I'm providing and you want to sort of do a quid pro quo, but it's not necessary. I got to eat. I really enjoy company while I eat. I love actors. I love voiceover performers. And so let me do this favor for you, both giving you food and drink and information. That's really what I love doing. That's my way of giving back. I mean, there's so many people that supported me in my quest to be a professional, and there are so many people that continue to support me as students and clients. And this is one thing where I just feel like it's something I'd like to do. So let me do that for you, okay? So first, you're going to be on time. Second, you're going to do research on me before you come to the date. Third, you're going to know what you want. You're going to have a set of questions that really focus on what you want, as opposed to, gosh, there's so much I can ask you. Use your time wisely. And then also, number 4, have some extra questions that you might want to ask me, just in case we have extra time. And then 5, let me take care of the tab. I really appreciate that. Now, I've got another video where I tell you how to have a crappy coffee date with me, and you don't want to do any of those things. And this is actually because there are 2 types of people in the world. There are people that like toward language. What do I do to be the best in the world? What are the things that I can do to get good at this? What are the positives? And then there are people that want to know about away from things, like, what do I need to avoid? What are the mistakes that I might make? How can I stop being stupid about this, And so this is for the people that want toward language. These are the things to do. And I'll have another video for you soon that will tell you what not to do. So stand by for that. So I'd love it if you would take the time to talk about any coffee dates that you may have had in the past that maybe worked out really well. What were the successes there? Or the coffee dates that didn't quite turn out so much okay? Or what's a coffee date? I mean, if you have questions, please put them below. If you have comments about what I've said, put them below. If you've ever been on a coffee date with me, let people know. I'm not scary. I'm not an ogre. I'm not really a creepy, evil villain like I am on television, right? And of course, you can always subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. And if you want to see the last video I did, you can click on that and go check that out. And in the meantime, I'm David H. Lawrence the 17th. I want to thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.